Hello, you just reached MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires and Grunt Style Apparel. We're currently tying up phone lines and burning through cell minutes to get you closer to the guys on top of the boxes and over the wall down on Pit Road. Thank you for holding. You are now being connected to your hosts, Sammi Jo Francis and Rocko Williams.
Oh, welcome to MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires and Grunt Style Apparel. I'm Sammi Jo Francis.
And I'm Rocko Williams.
We got some newbies in the building.
There we go.
Newbies to the show, watching it.
But not
and
newbies to the
it.
sport. We have some of the greatest. Some of the best that ever do it. Some of the best
Just
out
look
there
on your
right
screen.
now.
It's TJ and Jeff. Oh, I'm sorry, Jeffrey is what I was told to call him.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, welcome to the show.
Am I in
TJ,
trouble?
welcome to the... Yes.
Joe
Yes,
Gibbs
Rocko.
Racing. Joe Gibbs Racing's finest. 2 of the 5 over-the-wall pit crew members. We wish we could have had all of you guys here, but
We're a small studio.
you know, we can only
That's
fit
what we're-
2, so we're thinking about them. These are our winners of last week's Clutch Performance of the Week. You know, and these guys.
Sponsored by Clutch Coffee Bar.
Yes, it is, and these guys have been clutch all year long.
Did you
doing
guys get
the
your coffee
thing.
yet?
They haven't yet. We're
Okay.
presenting that today. I
Oh.
have
Waiting
them.
patiently.
And I might as well give these to you now. These will get
Free
you
coffee.
anything you want, from energy drinks to coffees to mochalatos to slocolatos to
What's the slocolato? Stop it. You're just making words
drinks
up.
with flavors. So I will give
Sounded
these
good.
to you guys. I wanted to present these to you at the track, but I was a little indisposed this weekend. And
Rocko, let's recap that. What happened this past weekend? You were jacking for what car?
I was jacking for Ben Rhodes and the 41 truck. And then, like I say, man, it's one of those things that just happens. You can't really predict it. And, you know, you guys as being athletes, I mean, I was more in shock than in pain or anything. But anyways, as I'm jumping off the wall, it's just something gives way. I feel like something grabs my ankle before I even hit the ground. And I hit the ground with no foundation. I just, boom,
You belly
pancake.
flopped.
I flat. Jack goes everywhere. And then when I try to get up, I have no foundation. I can't put any pressure on my leg. And it's the first thing I could think of
This
was
is
just...
during a pit stop.
This is
so
during
there's
our
cars.
first pit stop, pit stall 1. We're at the first pit stall, and then all I can think of is like, we got to get the stop done, because it never crossed my mind, like, if you get injured like that, and you can't finish the stop, what do they do? Do they park the car? Do they, I don't
Yeah.
No
finish
option.
the
No.
stop? That's all I could think of, but it was one of those moments where just persevere, just get it done, and then think about it later type deal. It was very...
Well, before you tell us what actually happened, let's
Do we
check
have
out
to
the
show it?
video.
Do we have
Yeah.
I
We
haven't
have
seen it
multiple
yet,
angles,
so-
but
Yeah.
this is crazy because you almost got hit by the car.
Yeah, my phone was blowing up. Seemed like everybody saw this video. But yeah, let's check
Well,
the
now
video.
everybody's going to.
That's what happened. See, I'm trying to pick the jack up.
Oh,
I can't put any pressure on my leg, but you just gotta finish. It seemed like it took a million
it's like
pumps.
everybody's
Yeah.
looking at you, waiting
Yeah,
for you to
air in
do
the-
it.
air
They're
in
trying
the
to
jack.
figure out what's going on,
Yeah.
And it's like, changers did a very good job of putting the tire on themselves, So as we're going to the left side and drop the car, I cannot run.
Oh,
I'm
honey,
hopping
that
on
just looks so
one
painful.
leg. So, I'm just trying to get there.
These poor guys are just watching.
They're watching me. They're like, what's going on? So I'm trying to get the left side up, and it's just so painful right now trying to get the car up, but I'm proud of myself. I did not forget the
And
adjustment.
you got the adjustment.
You did get the
Very
adjustment.
impressive. With all of that going on.
And we dropped the car.
Okay, so tell me what happened right after this. You said I'm done.
Done.
So what happened?
Well, after that, they, the PMs and the emergency crew, they radioed to the infield care center, which is awesome to have
Are you
that
sure they didn't
facility
put
at the
it
track.
over all the speakers?
They
Rocko
were there.
down.
They were
Rocko
there
down,
quick.
man
Slow
down.
down. Slow down. But they were there quick, man. And then being in the pit stall 1, they came all the way around the back. They carted me off, and the whole time, once I could start flexing my ankle, I felt somewhat better, because I'm like, okay, well, it's not an Achilles.
That's what you thought initially.
That's initially what I thought, but then when we get to the infield care center and they do their test, we find out that I have a partial tear in my calf muscle, which they gave, 10 to 14 days with proper treatment. So with the Wolverine blood and the slaw blood that I have, I'm estimating about 6-7 days. We'll be good to go,
Excuse me
baby.
while I vomit
ready
really
for
quick.
ready for Michigan truck race.
And you have the helpful intel of Coach Horton?
We had the helpful, the guidance of Coach Horton. He is a certified athletic trainer in the NBA. Before he,
So I'm sure he's seen this a lot.
he has, and he has all the access to the STEM units, the ultrasound. He has a recovery sleeve, recovery tub. So I'm just over there.
You're just cloning
I
yourself?
just spent the night over
yeah,
there,
no,
and
that's
then
exciting.
you know, it's part of the reason why I brought the guys in that we have today, because you know, maybe you can offer some insight, maybe you can coach me up what I did wrong, but I don't think I did anything wrong. I don't know what happened.
No, the major thing you did was finish the stop.
Okay.
I think if we have any experience on pit road, we've been hit before, or we've had situations
Have you been
happen
hit?
to us. Absolutely, at
Yes.
least once a year, we'll get hit.
Yeah.
But the main thing is, and a lot of what probably helped you was adrenaline.
Yes.
You know,
You're right.
you can really feel the magnitude of the injury after the stop is over.
So let me ask you this, because all of you are veterans in this industry. Is that something a rookie would not, or somebody new in the industry would not have the sound of mind to do that, to go, I got to finish the stop?
I think most of us come from different sports nowadays, so you're used to controlling what you can control and finishing the stop no matter what. So I think it's just natural reaction. Like Rocko said, you have to finish, and you can't really put yourself in that shoes until it happens.
See, I thought natural reaction would be just like fetal position and cry, but I guess that's not what they train you
No.
for
I
in
didn't finish the
conditioning.
stop.
Once you go over the wall, your whole task is to finish that pit stop.
Right.
And then, like Rocko, you have all those other guys that are waiting on you for the car to come up to put the tires on.
Yep.
And you don't want to let them down. You're not just going to drop your hands and be like, I'm done, and go back to the wall, which I'm sure none of them would be mad about you, because you did get hurt. But
it just
at
sucks
the
for the
same
team,
time,
yep.
you're
Why
not
didn't you
gonna
pull
quit.
other people down with you? That
Hey, but and like you can get hit in various ways. As a jackman,
Right.
you can get hit various ways. For the rear changer, I never envied the rear changer because they don't see it coming. When they're on their knees and hitting lug nuts, their back is to the world, to
They're
everything.
completely vulnerable.
And if you have a car pitted behind you, and maybe he pits long, or maybe you pit too short, and he pulls out and doesn't swing it right, you're gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to pray for these guys as a rear tire carrier. I was like, man, it just seems like it's one thing to see it coming. You can prepare
Right.
for it. When you're at the jack, when you're at the front, you can kind of guide it. And if you're going to hit, you can brace yourself. But to get hit and not see it coming at all, you guys are the...
So Pocono this weekend, so there was 2 tire strategies and 4 tire strategies. We get on the wall, and of course Harvick's pitted right behind us. I get on the wall, I'm like, hey guys, are you taking 2 or are you taking 4?
Yeah.
I don't really care what your strategy is. I just know if you're taking 2, when I get up, I got to pay attention because Harvick's going to be coming right at me.
Well, that could have been a whole lot worse, so I'm glad that you're okay. I'm still going to harass you for the next 14 days about it, though. But we'll be back with more MRN Crew Call right after this.
Chris Crockett here with another member of our Toyota racing family. Reggie, you've taken tailgating to new places. You've converted this school bus into a giant brisket smoker?
It's table stakes, Chris. Oh, you see that? That's my lookout tower, so I can see Kyle Busch taking the lead.
Wow, what's the gauge for?
That's for the tailgaters.
Oh yeah, that's a real alligator. NASCAR and Toyota Racing. With a family like this, who knows the places we'll go as things heat up this summer. Learn more at toyotaracing.com. Toyota, let's go places. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, Inc.
Here's a special message for those of you who owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes. The IRS has special programs in place that could eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. Take down the number now for the Federal Tax Management Hotline, 800-242-1706, 800-242-1706.
Join MRN as we travel through the life of NASCAR's most popular driver, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. comes back to the Daytona International Speedway, leading the pack.
I won races that I never thought I'd win.
From growing up under the Earnhardt name to super speedway wins to Whiskey River, we dive into everything Dale Jr.
He's Rain Man for NASCAR history.
You know, we weren't the typical family that got to sit down to dinner together.
Tune in to Junior's Journey, available on iTunes for download only on the Motor Racing Network.
Thank you for holding. Now back to MRN Crew Call with Rocko and Sammi Jo.
Let me just be petty Patty for a second. Rocko and Sammi Jo. Used to be Sammi Jo and Rocko. Apparently, they're giving you the sympathy card. Welcome back to MRN Crew Call, sponsored by Grunt Style Apparel and Hercules Tires. We are joined by Pit Road Greats.
Yes, TJ Ford and Jeff Cordero, Team 18, Joe
Dominance.
Gibbs Racing. Kyle Busch won the race again, 6 wins this year. And you have guys in racing, 15, 20 years don't win one race. Not a single race.
You guys are spoiled with wins.
And I mean, how does this feel? I mean, 6 wins. Yeah, let's just talk about last week before we get into all that. How was that race for you guys in a nutshell?
Really good. It was our best
from beginning to end.
From a pit road standpoint
Okay.
at Loudon, that was our best start to finish. We had that one stop
Wow.
in the middle where we had to do a lot of adjustments to work on the car to get it more to Kyle's liking.
Okay.
But
Was that because you
outside
knew
of
you
that-
were coming on our show this week, so you're like, we got to really step
Well,
up
actually,
our
Well, we
game?
knew there was coffee up for grabs.
The pressure was on us this week because
Yeah.
that was based on last week. Knowing we had to
Right.
come in studio this week, we had a lot of pressure to perform well in Pocono.
Well, apparently we are the reason you guys did so well because we gave you that pressure. So you're
All right,
welcome.
thank you.
Okay.
I mean, guys, let's not take lightly what you guys are accomplishing. Like, what are your times? Your average time now from, remember Daytona?
Do average time for this past weekend since it was your best from start to finish.
But do you remember in Daytona when you were practicing and you had goals of your pit stop times? 15 seconds maybe, 16?
We went to Atlanta. So Atlanta, I think, was our first, like, the shake-up where you did as many pit stops as you were going to do.
Yeah.
You know how Atlanta is. You can do 9, 10 pit stops. And we couldn't buy a 14-second pit stop.
Yep.
It felt like there's nothing we could do right. It was one person after another was making a mistake because we hadn't done it. And then you go fast forward to last week at Loudon, we had a 12.7 average. This weekend
12.7 average allowed in, not just
Average.
1 or 2 stops. Are you telling me it was a 12.7 average?
Average. When you take out that one we did all the adjustments on, which
The
that's not
17,
really our
yeah.
fault. Yeah.
So you change the packers, spring rubbers, change the motor,
Yes.
and then you still
All of them.
maintain.
All of
Yeah.
No.
You know, that's the thing about it too is if your crew chief and your driver has confidence in you to make major adjustments
Yep.
and not lose a lot on pit road, then that's a huge advantage.
I don't want you guys to give any, secrets away, but what do you think makes your team different?
I would have to say first and foremost is chemistry. You know, we do a lot at the track and off the track together, and we're all extremely competitive with each other and everybody.
You
that we
don't say.
compete
I just saw
against.
some
Yeah.
push-ups before the show. So.
Yeah, we have this little MINE game. I can't say it, or else I'll have to
I
do
was
10.
this close to getting it.
But we do a lot of off-track activities together, just
Like
to
what do you
motivate
do?
each other.
Play
Just
golf.
Play golf, anywhere from the extracurricular activities like that, or working out, and
And you guys are doing something charity related.
yeah, so we
This
get
week,
the
right?
opportunity tonight to go back to Victory Junction Gang Camp and spend time with kids with disabilities. And each time I go to this event, and Rocko, I know you have the experience as well. Is you think initially this is going to be awesome, the kids will love it, but really afterwards when you leave there, it's definitely a blessing of perspective for us.
It is.
And not for them. Just not only to be on this panel and talk about what we're accomplishing on pit road, but more specifically what we're doing for other people and to spread love throughout the industry.
It's awesome. Awesome event. I mean, you really leave there, like you said, with a better understanding, and you start really looking at yourself and what you could do more. So awesome that you guys have the opportunity to go there
Speaking
tonight.
of looking at yourself, I hear one of you has the title of Mr. Cosmopolitan.
Yeah, let's talk about that. That was a while ago, too.
That was a while ago, so do we have to talk about that now?
Yeah, no, we do.
We don't just talk about me on there.
That's
What
right.
is Mr. Cos? How did that come about? What was that?
Oh man, I can't really remember. It was so long ago.
He's
no,
still got
just-
the plaque on his wall. Don't lie to us.
Well, I took it down. I'm engaged now, so I'm no longer.
What was
an
Mr.
eligible bachelor.
Cosmopolitan?
It was just they do it every year. They get they have a representative from each state.
Come on. Well, what was it? What were you
So I was
representing?
representing North Carolina.
For what?
The most eligible bachelor.
Most
Good
eligible bachelor.
Yeah,
Used to
yeah.
be. Not
Well,
anymore.
somebody snatched him
anymore.
up. So
Oh, yeah, snatched him up.
sorry, lady viewers.
He's gone.
He gone.
But both of you guys came from other teams. You prior, the one I know the most was the Hendrick Motorsports for Jimmy Johnson. You were with RCR.
Yep.
And you've had chemistry there too, correct?
Yeah.
Would you say this is your best team? Not saying one team is better than another, but what
You're
makes
tightest.
what makes this team that you're on now different from your other previous experiences? You can just answer that one at a time.
Yeah, so last year and previous years there was more guys on the pit crew, so you had more opportunities to have more friends, but at the same time you had more opportunities to get in little disagreements with maybe, everyone sees everything a little differently. This year we have less guys, and the way pit road is, like TJ said, we have the chemistry we have is so good together. For us to perform at the top level, we have to keep that chemistry intact. So it's just, I mean, we're all super type A personalities. We hate to lose at anything. So
yeah, I agree. You know, actually 3 of our current 5 were on the same pit crew at Hendrick Motorsport. So we've already had that built-in chemistry together. We didn't expect it to all come back the way it did. You know, as soon as the last race was over in Homestead, there was no off season. You know, we came together and worked all season to learn this new strategy, and it was just easy to parlay that chemistry that was already built in with a couple new guys. Have been an amazing addition to our group.
So let me ask you this, because in any sport, when you're winning, things are good. You know, disagreements can go to the wayside. It's when you start to fall off or have mistakes that things really get tough. How do you guys combat that when you're not winning 6 races?
Yeah, I mean, it started this year. You know, we made a couple pivotal errors early in the season, and you know, we had to kind of regroup. And just knowing that everybody has each other's back through the good times and bad, it just makes it gives you that much more confidence going into the week.
Everybody, as your crew members, does your team? What is the difference in your team as far as your upper management and your coaches? Do they have your back? Do you feel pressure where if you make a mistake, you have accountability? Yeah. Do you have somebody to answer to, or is it like, hey, you know, what is the process involved when you have pivotal mistakes, and how do they rectify that at Joe Gibbs?
I think at least on our 18 team, at least from the top down, from Adam all the way down to us pit crew guys, everyone has our back. They all know that going into this year, there's going to be a lot of changes on pit road. There's going to be some rough patches, and no one expects you to be perfect all the time. They expect you to go out there and do a good job, but they also expect when you're trying to go that fast and you're trying to strive to be that good, you're going to make mistakes, and they understand that. You know, all the drivers make mistakes, all the pit crew guys make mistakes, crew chiefs make their own calls, but as long as everyone has everyone's back while they're doing it, it makes it a lot easier to rebound from those mistakes. You don't feel that added pressure like, oh man, I can't mess up again, you know.
And along with that, you know, the behind the wall support has always been extremely important. But now more so than ever. You know, there's limited rosters and we can only take so many people to the track. So we have engineers that are pulling hoses, and I mean, just things that people haven't done before. So, and just to have that confidence when we jump over the wall that things are going to be in place, my left rear tire is going to be set where it needs to be. That speaks volumes of success as well as a pit stop.
So I have 2 questions, but I'll start with one. Because you guys are such veterans on pit road, are there any diva moments? If something's not in place, are you know, people are set in their ways, so that's why I ask.
You need that left rear tire where it needs to be.
That's why I said that,
pulled. And that's just so important to a 5-man crew, so.
It is important, but I just wanted to know if there were any.
You don't answer that.
There are diva moments.
I'd be
Rocco's going to answer for him.
Yeah, I didn't want to put him in a bad light.
That was by proxy.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking tenths. You know, seconds make a huge difference in impact on the race. We are all very, very particular on how we like things, but just as important, our road crew doesn't just show up on the weekends. Like, they put in the extra effort and come to practice with us, and they're practicing just as much as we are, which is incredible.
It's helping you guys really hone in on your skills, clearly, because you're on win number 6.
Who are we missing now out of your 5 that's over the wall? You have Cam Waugh. Who else?
Matt Turrell, Gasman, and Joe Crossan, tire carrier.
And Joe Crossan. Do we have time to talk about them a little bit?
I think so. Let's do it. Oh, wait a second. I mean, we do have time, but we're going to take a commercial break first, and we'll be back with more information on the rest of the crew.
Clutch Coffee Bar in Mooresville, North Carolina is redefining the drive-thru coffee game in Race City, USA. The Clutch experience is quick, efficient, and personal. Unmatched customer service is the name of the game. Clutch Coffee Bar offers signature espresso drinks, classic coffees, custom-flavored infused energy drinks, smoothies, and more. With over 25 flavors, there's something for everyone. Visit our 2 locations in Mooresville, 356 Williamson Road and 154 West Plaza Drive. Open daily 5 a.m. till 9 p.m. Power up today with Clutch Coffee Bar.
Grunt Style. The American fighting spirit is in everything we make. We are 500 patriots and veterans strong, bringing clothing manufacturing back to the United States of America. Always moving forward, never retreating, never giving up. We are Grunt Style, and this we'll defend. Get yours at gruntstyle.com or on the track this week at Watkins Glen International.
In order to maximize a vehicle's performance and efficiency, the proper adjustments need to be made based on the road ahead. That's true for both race car drivers on the track and for truck drivers hauling freight on the highway. But if your truck's equipped with the Detroit DT12 automated manual transmission with intelligent powertrain management, adjustments are made automatically based on GPS terrain mapping, maximizing performance and efficiency. Don't just want better business solutions, demand them. Learn more at demanddetroit.com.
Thank you for listening to our program. If you like what you hear, tell your friends. If you don't, tell them we're NASCAR Live. You're being transferred back to Sammi Jo and Rocko.
She switched it back. She's so good to me. Welcome back to MRN Crew Call. I'm Sammi Jo Francis. That's Rocko Williams.
Diva moment.
Very diva moment. So, okay, you guys were talking about chemistry and how important that is and how that kind of sets you aside. Chemistry amongst the pit crew is great, but you also have to have that chemistry with your driver. How is that relationship for you guys?
Oh, it's been awesome.
He's a very quiet guy.
Maybe off camera, or on camera, off camera. He's fun to be around, and we all get along very well.
Good.
The thing to know about Kyle is he just wants to win. That's all he wants to do, and if he's not winning, he's not particularly exactly happy.
And you like that for your driver.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're the same way on pit road.
I was going to say, you guys
second,
just described yourselves the same.
We're gonna, even if we win by 1/100th of a second, we're trying to win by a half a second.
Right.
We're trying to do what we do.
Yeah. All right, going back to the other guys who are not here, they're here with us in spirit.
Yeah,
that's right.
We can just go with, hey, what's the first thing you think of when you hear Cam Waugh, besides Snapchat? Because
is he big on Snapchat?
He blows my Snapchat up. Cameron is all of his daughter, and he loves his daughter and his family. He's just awesome with that. Like, I feel like I know his daughter. Like, I've met her personally just by his Snapchat. But what is the first thing you think of when you think of Cam Waugh?
I'd say wide open.
Wide open.
Comedian. Wide open. Comedian.
It's funny, right?
Oh, yeah. Nonstop.
And then the funny thing, what respects me about Cam Waugh is the fact that he was at Hendrick Motorsports, left for a year. Was it a year or two? Or was
a year and a half. Yeah.
A year and a half.
Why did he leave?
Go to Denver, Colorado to his family. I believe his family lived there.
Yep.
And then he comes back. And not some people, when they leave a sport for a year and a half, they come back, they work their way up. He leaves and was so great, so talented. He left, comes back, and he's on the 18 car.
I'm back.
Where they do that at?
Now.
I was like, that tells you a little bit about the talent level on that 48 crew back that you were on. There was a lot of talent there because three of you guys on that. Well, Cam and who else?
And
Terrell.
Yep.
And Matt. So when you think of Matt, what do you think of? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Matt Terrell.
Serious.
Serious.
Yeah.
Analytic.
Very serious.
So the opposite of Cam. Because you said Cam's a comedian. I mean,
yeah.
I
would say
Cam's always looking for he'll find the funniest part in every situation, or he'll try to inject one, whether it needs to be there or not. You know, I mean, Matt's very like he's more clean cut. He does
perfect
things.
for a fueler.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
Calculating fuel mileage.
No gas on the ground.
No gas on the ground.
I would consider him as our engineer mentality of the five of us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who do we have left? We have
Joe Crossan.
Joe Crossan. What do you think of?
So Jeff worked with him at Roush.
Yep.
In the past. I know him of Joe Gibbs Racing, like Mr. Joe Gibbs Racing. Like,
what do you mean by Mr. Joe Gibbs?
Yeah, he's a loyal dude, man, that just puts everything he has into it and does whatever he needs to do for the good of the team.
You can't tell him he can't do anything.
Really?
If you tell him he can't do it, he's going to do it. And he's going to do it better than you think he can do it.
Yeah. Just to prove you wrong.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
Because we go to these 5-man pit stops, and no one thought we were going to be even averaging down in the 12-second range. They thought we might be able to get into the 12-second range when the season started. And he's the guy that says, no, we're going to get there. We're going to do it.
They're averaging 12.7.
I mean, that's what I average.
What?
On one tire.
12.7 seconds. That's come a long way, you know. And then where do you expect to go from here? I mean,
we're hoping to dip down in the 11s. You know,
really?
we're changing
Is that
things.
possible?
And, yeah, I think it is possible. You'll see that this year.
Really?
Yep, we're changing things
from
a lot
any other team or just you guys?
Well, we can only speak for ourselves, but you know, we have confidence that we can bring it to the racetrack.
How different is it?
How long it was for them to drop down to the 10-second bracket? You know, it took a long time to slowly chip away at it, and we're just.
Well, it's a change. Are you more comfortable with the Paoli guns? Is that dropping the time down as well? Now you're kind of getting it, or no?
Do your nightmares include this gun?
No.
Okay, not
it's
anymore.
It's usually some joys, but no, and it makes it tough. I mean, they're different every week, but they're the same, and it's kind of.
How are they different every week?
They all feel different. Like as tire changers, we always used to get a gun that was built specifically for us, and we could tune it. We could take vibration out of it. We could add a little more into it. We could play with the air pressure, RPMs, and there was a lot of stuff we could do to it. Now you pull a chip out of a car. It's box number 8. They get you box number 8, the 2-pick guns that are in
keep it fair.
So you got to work a little harder. It's just showcasing your skill set a little bit more.
Yeah, this is played, this 5-man pit stop stuff and the Paoli stuff, as much as it wasn't, I think, well received amongst pit crew guys when the season started, our team has definitely stepped up.
Well, is change ever?
I love the Paoli gun. It didn't bother me at all.
No, I'm saying just having these huge changes, are they usually well received? Because, if you're a creature of habit and you've honed your skills, I don't think that's ever going to be well received.
You kind of know where you stand before this. You know where you kind of rank on that hierarchy of pit road. And then when they go and change everything, you throw all that out the window. You have to start all over again.
When they announced the change, what was the first thing you guys thought?
The first thing that we pretty much thought of was, our hearts kind of went out to the guys that we would lose.
Yeah.
They narrowed down to 5-man pit crews, so at least one person from every team is going to lose their job in the sport, and then even more so when they narrowed down the rosters for the people that are allowed to go to the racetrack. So that's where at first it was kind of shock and awe. And then we realized that it's a professional sport, and we got to roll our sleeves up and figure out the new play.
All right. Well, this is very interesting, and I just want to keep asking questions. But I'm being told to go to commercial, so I will listen. We'll be back with more MRN Crew Call right after this.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Change is good. You're either growing together or growing apart. Some kind of change is always happening.
There are plenty of changes in the NASCAR garage in 2018. What isn't changing is NASCAR Today Midday, keeping you up to date.
To be able to drive for Roger Penske on the Cup side has been something I've always wanted to do, and to bring the 12 car back, I think it's a pretty big deal.
Your midday NASCAR fix is NASCAR Today Midday, weekdays here on the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
When the smoke settles, the entertainment never stops.
Time just flies when you're busy, I think.
On race weekends, your favorite NASCAR personality is an everyday superhero.
And Martin Truex Jr. is a champion.
But when they leave the racetrack, they're just like everyone else.
You never know if you'll get another chance to do it.
I'm Susie Armstrong. Join me on a daily journey as we discuss the hot topics and engaging personalities of NASCAR Nation. Ned Jarrett's World of Racing, weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
You've reached MRN Crew Call. Please deposit 25 cents to be upgraded to more quality programming. Otherwise, hold for Sammi Jo and Rocko.
Welcome back to MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires and Grunt Style Apparel. We have so many people in studio, so many clutch people.
We have the best that ever did.
The best of the best.
The best that ever did. Our winners last week. Clutch Performance of the Week with the 18 crew. I had to give it to the entire crew. We have two representatives here in TJ Ford and Jeffrey Cordero. But we have. I wanna showcase our new winners that we have, and we're gonna start off with.
I just want to ask: can we have repeat winners? So they can win again.
That's for us to determine, because if you think about it, if we had repeat winners, the 18 would be up here every damn week.
Especially after last week.
As of now. I mean,
he says this about everybody. I'm just kidding.
We'll have to put some type of clause in there. Maybe you can win again after a certain amount of weeks or something.
Because it's going to be boring if it's every week. It's like, hey, again.
It's like the big three every week. Hey, the big three, the big three, the big five, the big five.
I mean, I'm sure they're sick of hearing that. Totally.
No, you're never sick, because
of course not.
The checks just get bigger and the trophy room just get larger. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Added to it. Okay, so this week's clutch performers.
Yes.
You've got it for each level.
Yes, I picked one from each series, and we're going to start off first with Travis Gordon. Travis Gordon, he was the fueler for the 41 Ben Rhodes truck, and he won this award he was particularly particularly clutch, being that he filled in as Jackman when I went
What
down.
happened to the Jackman?
When I had my little debacle, when I took my little
When you were
concrete
pancaking.
nap.
Pancaking.
As a fueler to jump right in and finish out the race, because it happened on the first stop. He jumped right in and finished out the race as a Jackman and indexer. He's not even full-time at HMS Pit Crew.
Good for him.
He's independent as an engineer, shop
Maybe he
foreman.
will be now.
Let's try out.
Yes.
After that.
He did well. So clutch
Showcase.
performance of the award, Travis Gordon, Ben Rhodes Fueler. Congratulations. Next, we're going to the Xfinity Series.
Yeah.
And at the Xfinity Series, we have a very unique individual I think we all know, Dustin Lineback. Dustin Lineback, he jacks for Tyler Reddick in number 9. He also is the Jackman for the Cup Series for the 88 and Alex Bowman.
Why did you choose him?
He's just a beast. He probably at Hendrick Motorsports with his jack to left rear index, you know, he claims it's 0.6 seconds, and a lot of the Hendrick personnel, they validate that. He's probably one of the fastest, you know, at that process from jack pump to handle at HMS, and he's impressing a lot of people, not to mention his consistency, and is speaking very highly of him, doing very well in the races.
All right, I'm going to have you wrap up because we got the guy who beat them this week, and I have to know who that is.
Is the Monster Energy Series. We have Braxton Brannon for the number 2 car, another beast mode, great golfer, but also another great Jackman.
You couldn't fit Brad, you just put Brad K.
Brad Keselowski.
Right, you couldn't fit it all in there.
He is our winner for the Monster Energy Series. Braxton does an awesome job as a Jackman, has a solid pump on the right side, single pumps almost every double pump situation, you know,
So
he finds a way.
free coffee coming for them.
Free coffee coming to them by Clutch Coffee Bar. Good job, guys, on winning the Performance Award this week, and can't wait to see who it is next week.
So for next week, Watkins Glen, what do we think? Do you guys like this track?
Everything's backwards.
Backwards stops.
Yeah, backwards stops.
How do you feel about that?
we feel very excited. We've been practicing that all week, and I think we're ready to go.
Did you wait till just this week to practice, or you're like some teams who start practicing 8 weeks in advance?
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Everything's a blur.
I just think for the future.
That's very clever. All right, so MRN has your coverage this weekend at Watkins Glen, where you can see our visitors for the day. The Xfinity Series, we will start coverage for the Zippo 200 at 3 p.m. The Cup Series, pole qualifying on Saturday at 5:30 p.m. And then Sunday, the Go Bowling at the Glen at 1:30 p.m. I expect to see win number 7, guys. The pressure is on.
Yeah, it is.
You have to bring M&Ms next time. Peanut M&Ms, please.
Thought about that. Next time.
All right. We will see you next week on MRN Crew Call.
The best that ever did it.